Hey guys, what's going on? We got another Mythic Plus video here. We are playing Enhancement Shaman and we are doing a 12 Darkflame Cleft. So this was a full pug group and I am playing Stormbringer. I'm doing my lazy build. If you watched my guide on it, it's definitely super easy. But the reason why I'm doing it is because I thought we would need more single target because we have both a Boomkin and a Rep Paladin, which are genuinely known for their very high AoE. But turned out that it probably would have been better to be regular enhance, and I probably would have done more damage in general, but I've been really missing Ascendance, and honestly, I really do enjoy this build, so I do flip-flop between the builds, and, it is somewhat competitive. It really is. It does have its fallbacks, and I'm slowly I'm, like, improving my rotation and stuff or, like, priority list for this build as well. Like, recently I figured that when you have, like, 6 targets or whatever, after a Tempest, you wanna try and use Voltic Blaze to maximize the amount of damage because Voltic Blaze with 1 Feral Spirit for your Nature Spirit actually does quite a lot. It ends up doing about 800 to 1,000,000 damage per target. And then it's also kinda useful to Hailstorm only when you have the Ice Strike buff, so I'm slowly improving DPS ever so slightly, but you could just play the Totemic build and do enormous amounts of damage anyways. It's up to you, but yeah, this one I'm just showing how Stormbringer is, and honestly, I've just missed it. I really do enjoy this, but it is what it is. And this key went actually very, very well. Uh, I don't think we really had any problems. We did have some weird stuff on the third boss, the wax guy. He puts statues in really bad places sometimes, and you get kind of screwed over by the placement. So I don't know if anybody else has had issues like that, but yeah, in this one we definitely did. He put it towards the wall, so you couldn't quite get behind it to get the axe to hit it. So I ended up dying to it, which was really, really lame. But yeah, yeah. I'm mostly been playing Stormbringer lately just because I've missed Descendants. But other than that, I've actually picked up Resto Shaman, so if those of you that have been checking out the live stream every once in a while or just popping in, I have been playing more Resto Shaman, and it's not because I don't want to play Enhanced. And trust me, I want to play Enhanced more than anything. It's just that we don't have a dedicated healer really. Our Holy Paladin, he does play, but he's not on quite as often and he doesn't always want to do keys, which is fair. But me personally, I always want to do keys. I enjoy doing keys, and if I can take over a role, I'll do it. And so far, Resto Shaman has been pretty fun. Not gonna lie. I've done quite a few 12s as a Resto Shaman, surprisingly, and they've gone really well, and it's super easy. Like, it's a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And at first when I was trying it without stat priority, so I didn't have any critical chance, I just had haste mastery because that's what enhance wanted. It was a real struggle. It really was. Just doing a 10 felt like a nightmare. I was burning so much mana just trying to keep people alive and stuff like that. And then once I got a few pieces with heavy crit, like the ring from the raid that does a massive amount of crit, and then I got a trinket with crit and the necklace, it just got so much easier. As soon as you hit like that 25% crit chance as resto, it's insane how much easier it gets. And playing Totemic for Resto Shaman makes your damage super easy because you just drop the totem, and it's just great. But yeah, I do plan to start posting some Resto videos, although I am not going to stop posting enhanced videos, don't worry. I am an enhanced main and I love this spec, and it is amazing right now. It is a shame that I do have to heal more than I DPS, but it is what it is when you gotta get when you want to push IO and stuff. So we actually do plan to push this season. Whether I'll be enhanced or not, I'm not sure. I'll be doing as much as I can as enhance, but things will change probably. But aside from that, enhance is really, I believe it's a top spec right now in Mythic Plus, not necessarily like in absolute throughput, like we do a significant amount, but in terms of utility and stuff that we have to make the dungeon a lot easier, like stopping interrupts, knockups and stuff like that, we are like S tier. And it's great to see, but there are a couple changes that I would like to see Blizzard make, and they're more or less quality of life changes. That is, one is imbuements. I think they should just be passive. I don't think we should have to keep putting them on. It's honestly frustrating, especially when they actually don't work, because they did actually have that bug in Dragonflight where the imbuements didn't work. Like if you started a key and you didn't reapply your imbuements after you started, you they weren't working. And that's one of the most frustrating things. And honestly, you just have to remember to press them. You have to apply them. If you don't, I've done keys without them the entire time, and it's honestly, it's quite a shock and annoying, and you're wondering why you're doing no damage, and then you look up and you don't have the buff. It's kind of something else. But yeah, that's one thing I want them to really make a change to is set it to passive because honestly, I don't see a reason to have them not passive because they don't really change anything. It's not like you can apply Flame Tongue to both weapons, but you can't apply Wind Fury to both weapons. You used to, but that was a bug and it got fixed pretty fast. But other than that, I think that's the main one. And for Stormbringer specifically during Ascendance with Thorm's Invocation, I would like them to not automatically change your lightning bolt or chain lightning based on what your Tempest does. Mainly because if you're going into an AoE fight, you're probably going to cast chain lightning before you ascend anyways to make sure it's queued up. And then for single target, if you're fighting a boss that has like a small ad or something, and you Tempest and it cleaves it by accident, or it cleaves it and it dies, right? You then have to cast a lightning bolt, which is super frustrating. It really is annoying, and I think that's something that could definitely be changed. Because I believe it was the original design of it, and then they changed it to do this way, and it's like it just made it worse, in my opinion. It really did make it worse because then you have to actually cast something, and you don't want to do that. And casting
Only the strongest
um,
survive.
rather than just pressing Wind Strike really sucks. And I died twice here is kind of embarrassing. It really sucked. I should have pressed my Stone Bulwark as soon as I got up, but it is what it is. You make mistakes. We still time it though. But yeah, those are like the big things. And I would like to see them buff Stormbringer in a way, not necessarily overall buff to where Enhanced gets buffed in general, more like focused around Stormbringer. So like maybe a Chain Lightning buff could be good, or just a straight up Tempest buff, like buffing its cleave, because I think on single target it's really powerful. It's just its AoE is a bit lacking because it can't hit that mass effect essentially. The only thing that is really doing mass damage is your Tempest. So I think they could buff the cleave on Tempest a little bit. It won't affect the single target, but it'll buff the AoE a bit more, and I think that would be great because you can't really buff Crash Lightning without buffing Totemic, and Chain Lightning you could, but it might end up buffing Totemic in the long run. But it is what it is. I think they could buff Tempest, and it would honestly put Stormbringer in a good position. Even though right now I think both specs are completely competitive, it's just Totemic pushes it a bit more. And I have dabbled around with the Primordial Storm version of Stormbringer, and it's okay, but it definitely doesn't feel all that amazing. Like especially on single target, it gets really awkward. It really does get awkward. But yeah, and if you did watch my guide, you did see me say I was going to bring out another video about going more in depth about the talents. That is coming soon. I am hoping this weekend. I just did like a whole PC reset. As you probably noticed, my UI is slightly different. I'm still getting add-ons and stuff back. Like I just realized that my Trophy GCD to show you what abilities I'm actually pressing is not showing up. So that will I'll definitely try and have that for next time. But yeah, guys. So just a quick little update. I am playing a bit more Resto Shaman, but I do not plan to give up on Enhance. I will be doing as much Enhance as I can whenever I can. So if you do catch me on a live stream and I am playing Resto, don't worry. It is just so we can do keys. I do still consider myself an enhanced main by far, and the only reason I'm playing Resto and the only thing I play it in is Mythic Plus, so it's just to get keys done. But anyways, guys, that is it for my commentary so far. Hopefully you're enjoying this key, and hopefully you enjoyed watching the rest of it as well. Again, Stormbringer is competitive, it's just Totemic is just better. That's all. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Later!
Your survival wasn't necessary.
No more Candlekin! We can be free! But first, the darkness. Time to flee. Flee to freedom. We can use the candle cock to escape.